everyone, it's Sabrina and welcome back to my crafting corner. If you are new here and this is your first video, hi, welcome, I'm Sabrina, and I hope you consider subscribing and staying for more cross-stitch updates and hopefully eventually other crafting videos in the future. And if you're returning, well, welcome back. Today is Flosstube number 3, I believe, and I'm going to do an update on the projects I've been working on the last just over a month, almost a month and a half, since I made my last update video, and then at the end I will give a whole life update and what I have been doing, because I had a lot happen just within a few weeks. So yeah, so with that being said, I'm gonna get started with the first project. Now this is in no particular order. There is one project that I've decided to start working on every day, or almost every day, to get a finish hopefully by the end of the year. And so that will be the last project that I show, and I'll explain that a little more in just a bit. But the first one that I'm going to show you that I've worked on since my last video is the map of Middle Earth. And last time I had shown it, I had 5,344 stitches completed, which was 1.8%. I was striving for at least 2. When I had filmed the last video, I realized how close I was to 2%, and I was like, I want to get to 2%. I'm so close. Well, I gotta move my needle out of the way. I got to 7,849 stitches, which brought me to 2.64%. This is the bottom of the first page, and this is the edge of the first page. So I believe I literally just have 2 colors to fill in this area right here, and then the first page of this will be done. However, this is a gigantic project. Oh. So one page isn't much. I believe it's like 10, almost 11 pages across. So I don't know, but you gotta start somewhere, right? Strings everywhere. I need to do something with the edges of that fabric. Let's see, the next one that I worked on, trying to get my image. This image is kind of pixelated just because I zoomed in from the bigger picture. Well, actually, let me zoom out so I can show you what the whole thing will roughly look like. Mine will be in a different order, and I'm going to be removing a couple of the patterns, but this is my Disney panels, the stained glass panels. This is Mandy Manzano artwork, charted by Creatively Stitching. On Etsy, she sells all of the large versions of the panels separately. This was a stitch along. And so I had worked on Belle. I'm honestly not sure how much of her I had done. I don't think I had any of her face done at all or anything, but so I have all of the fabric bunched up around my hoop, but I finished her face. And the magnets felt appropriate. I had to do the rose and then Belle. But yeah, her face is finished. And I forgot to mention, so this one is on 28 count fabric, 2 strands of thread over 1 10 stitch. Makes it go a lot faster that way. And then the map of Middle Earth is on 18 count 4 over 1 10 stitch, which can get kind of bulky. All right. So with Belle, I don't know how much I had the last time that I had shown it, but currently I have 3,066 complete on just the Belle panel alone. So getting progress on that one. My plan is to do all of the black outlines on all of the panels and then go back and fill in the colors. I have all, let's see if I can unroll it. Oh yeah, I can. Okay. So I have Aurora completely finished. All the colors, she's all done. I have Maleficent next to her. All the black is completed. And the Ariel, all the black on her is completed, and then I had added in just a little bit of yellow just because I was getting bored with black. And then below Aurora, I have Meg from Hercules. She has some color filled in, and all her black is done, except something in the corner right here needs to get fixed. I think right here. I was off a couple stitches or something. I need to frog it and redo it. But then I had also just kind of trying to slowly unroll it carefully. I had just been working on the outline boxes for the other panels that are going to come eventually. All right, so that one's there. Next, I had done an unboxing the last video, and it was of some stamped cross-stitch kits. And I was super excited to get them, super excited to start them, and really enjoying all of them. So those are what I'm going to show next. Now this one started on one corner and then wanted a bit more mindless stitching, so moved over to the other side that has a huge block of one color. So these are from the website newcraftday.com, I believe. And let me show you the image first. This is what this image is. It's of Rivendell from Lord of the Rings. I love this image. Have it as a counted cross-stitch piece, but decided to hold off on that one and see how this one works out. So this one, like I said, is from newcraftday.com. I believe that's the website. This is a 16 count, and unfortunately, every website that does stamped cross-stitch kits is having a problem with their 16 count and 18 count fabrics with the ink not washing out like it should be. So I'm kind of bummed about that, but I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook, and a lot of people have been, you know, sitting there soaking them for longer periods of time, using some detergent and scrubbing them a little bit, and they are able to get at least a majority of the ink out, and that's good enough for me for now, because looking at where the stamping is and everything, I don't think there's any like dark stamping where there is a light color. So I'm going to show you. I have this folded in half so that I can show you, but this is where I had originally started. So all of this blues right here is what I had done. I did majority of this while at a doctor's appointment. I had a test done that I had to be there for 4 hours. So I was like, I'm bringing something to stitch. So I brought this, and I know it's kind of hard to see, so let me flip it to the back so you can see a little bit better where the actual stitching is. I was also a bit disappointed with this one just because the symbols are pretty blurry, but I had emailed the company, and they had actually sent me a PDF version of the chart, and I also have a paper copy of the chart to reference as well. So I should be all right. I use them just whenever I'm a little iffy on symbols. But so I had completed everything in that corner, and then just recently when I wanted some more mindless stitching and just wanted to be able to stitch but still get progress, I moved over to this corner because this whole side right here, aside from little bits and pieces here and there, is all 939. So it's all very dark navy blue. This little portion right here is not. These little bits in here are not, but about everything else is that very dark navy blue, almost black. So it makes for some very quick stitching. And like I said, this is 16 count fabric. Excuse me. So I'm doing this 4/1 tent stitch. After watching, I believe it was Boogie Stitcher here on YouTube, she had done started doing her stamped cross stitch kits, tent stitch, and usually like 11 count fabric recommends that you use 3 strands of floss, so she just does 6 strands tent stitch. And I love doing tent stitch, and it goes by so much faster, especially with how many projects I usually have going. So I was very happy that there was a way to do even the stamped kits with tent stitch and it not cause a problem, because you are using about the same amount of floss, so you shouldn't run out. So we will see how that one goes. So the next one that I worked on was another stamped kit, and it was these princesses, which I really love them. They're super pretty. Again, I'm realizing I'm very indecisive with how I stitch, because I like to start at one side and then decide partway through, oh, let me move over to the other side. So I get starts from both corners. I usually do the top corners though. I do have a few hanging threads on this one because I had it in a Q-snap, and I didn't feel like moving it at the time, so I had just parked the thread where it came up next and then moved on to something else. Also, unfortunately, I did spill a small amount of water on this one in, I think it was just one spot. Yeah, I think just one spot. Luckily, that spot only hit the edge of the pattern, which is all black, so that's fine, and then part of the key, but on the printed chart, it has a copy of the key, so I'm fine there. So this is where I started originally. So, wait. So I did all the black bordering, and then I was filling in those colors, and then the black. This is the jasmine section. Filling in like the greens. And let me turn this so you can kind of see. My backs are crazy. I do like to travel. The only area of this pattern that will be nice and pretty neat will be the black border. Yeah, so I got that much done. And then I got a knot here. I didn't feel like cutting it. It gave me a loop, so I just left it, and I will trim this later so it's not in my way. So I had started to go across the top, and then yesterday, I decided to start this corner. And I completed almost the entire thing. I just have to finished filling in these gaps right here, which are black, and then started filling in the black here on the side of it. And I do have some parked threads here as well. I braided them to kind of keep them from tangling as much as possible. But I had parked these ones because I wanted to finish only this triangle corner, because I thought it would be cool to see what it looked like with just that corner finished. And then this section is Belle, which is one of my favorite princesses. You can kind of see where her face is going to be right here, and then her hair. So I'm really excited about this one, about the progress I've been getting. So yeah, really enjoying that one. All right, next one. So the next one that I have, when I had posted my unboxing video, I had said to try to guess which one of the 3 kits I was going to start first. And this next one is the one that I decided to start first. And I will actually show you the specific spot where I started. I will show you the whole image of what it's supposed to look like when it's finished first. And I forgot to tell you, the princess panel one is on 11 count, so I'm doing that one 6 strands over 1 10 stitch. This is the one that I'm doing, or the one that I had started first. Alice in Wonderland. I love Alice in Wonderland. Cheshire Cat is one of my favorite Disney characters. I actually have a little Cheshire Cat stuffed animal. He's one of those Scentsy, the wax burners and everything. They had made plushies, and he actually has a zipper in his back, and he has a little scent pouch in here, and he smells so good. So yeah, I love the Cheshire Cat. So naturally, I'm gonna fold this so I can hold it up better. He was the part that I had to start first. I did not finish him because I wanted to keep going into other spots, but that was where I had originally started. And this one went traveling with me. I will explain more in my life update section, but unfortunately this one did get wet in a few spots. So I am kind of bummed about that, but it was a total accident, so I'm not gonna hold it against anybody too much. So I'll just kind of try to flatten this part out, and I will hold it up. Right, I have a couple hanging threads, but so I have this whole corner almost completed. I have the start of the caterpillar. You can see this spot is where it had gotten wet, as well as right here, and then down here as well. But so this whole section, let me see, turn it around. This whole section, and then just a few days ago, I had decided I wanted to work on Alice. And holding this up yesterday, I realized you can really tell, like from afar, that it's supposed to be Alice, even though I don't even have all her colors filled in yet. Like, it's starting to look like Alice. And getting the different colors in her dress, and the shading in her hair. I gotta finish filling in her hair, but like, that's so cool. So let me flip it over to the back so you can see where I stitched on her. Again, traveling, but yeah, so I got her, and then that's all that I had done on the Cheshire Cat. And then I had done almost all of one color just because it had a lot of big blocks, and I just wanted to be able to do a good amount of stitching without having to change colors too much. So got this one done. And this was also on 11 count, So it's done 10 stitch. This one is 50 by 70 centimeters, 50 centimeters by 70 centimeters. And the Princess Panels one is 90 by 62. And then Rivendell is 90 by 45. So those other two are pretty decent sized. This one's really good size too, but a little smaller. So that one has more promise of getting done quicker. Oh, look at that. Okay. Next one has gotten a lot of progress. Actually just within the last few days. They're like week or so. I have some threads. And it is Canopy Heart. This one is Charted by Heaven and Earth Designs, or it was. It's discontinued now. The artwork is by Dakota Detweiler. And I had started this because I had seen Suki, the Brown-Eyed Stitcher, as well as Alara, and a couple other people had started it last year, and so I had wanted to start it as well because I loved the way that it looked. Just last week was actually its 1-year anniversary, so I was really excited that I got to actually stitch on it that day, or I had stitched on it and then realized afterwards that that it was the anniversary that I had started it on, so that was kind of cool. Last time I had shown it, I had 22,811 stitches done, and I was at 7.61%, and now it is currently at 27,270 for 9.09%. My goal is to get it to 10% as soon as possible. But this is where it's at. I've been working 310. This has been nothing but black that I've been working on since I showed it last. This whole area right here, from here to here, and then just all down there, is brand new, and it is all 310. But I love this first page. Like, you can tell that those look like leaves. They're so cool. And this is the start of a trunk, I believe. But yeah, so this is where it's at. It still has a long way to go, but I believe I have like 76,000 stitches left just in black alone. And then I believe this pattern only has like 9 or 10 colors, so the other 8 or 9 colors are gray, different shades of gray. So it works up really quickly, thankfully. I'm doing the black just because there's a huge amount of black. It doesn't require a ton of thinking or counting because there's such large chunks of black in like every area. So it's been working up pretty quickly. So I've been super excited to work on that one. And I'm really excited to get that one further progress. Where did that last picture go? Just one second, trying to find the picture that I have of my last project that I've been working on. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. So I've mentioned this previously, but one of my, well, actually not one of, it is my all-time favorite video game is Kingdom Hearts. And so I had found this on Etsy, and I love it. And I had loaded my information for the pattern and everything into, what is the app? Stitch Pal. And I was like, let me see how many stitches it would say I would have to do if I wanted to finish it by the end of the year. And it was like 120, 110, 120. I was like, that is doable to do like 120 a day on this. This is my only full coverage piece. But I was like, I want to finish it by the end of the year because that would be so awesome. And I had just finished a certain section the other day and was like, I need to film and record so that I can move it up in the Q-Snap and hopefully be able to hit, if not the bottom of the pattern, at least almost the bottom. So last time I showed it, I had 14,184 stitches, which was 34.26%. And this one did not go traveling with me because it's in a giant 11 by 17 frame, and I was not trying to take it out of the frame or move it, any of that. So it stayed here. But it currently has 17,646 stitches for 42.62%. And I have one color completed. I hit 0 on one color the other day. This is where it's at. I hit 0 on this blue right here, which is $9.95. Yeah, I have a few hanging threads, waist threads, don't mind those. But yeah, this is it. I'm loving how it's looking. His face is starting to really come along. Over the next few days at least, I'll be filling in stitches right here on his face. But yeah, so I am super excited. Excuse me. Super excited to see this completed at the end of the year. That is my goal, to have it completed by the end of the year. I put in the Stitch Pal as my completion date goal being December 31st. So we will see. This is my almost daily piece. There are a couple of days here and there where if I don't feel like stitching it, mainly because it's full cross and I'm really enjoying 10 stitch just because it works up so much faster. I get more progress, all of that. And then also, like I said, when I was traveling, I was not trying to take this big frame with me. So, didn't get worked on for almost 2 weeks because of that. All right. Project updates are done. So if you're here just for the stitching portion, you're more than welcome to leave now. If you don't feel like staying for life updates and all that stuff, excuse me, need a drink of water. But yeah, if you don't want to stay for life update stuff, like I said, you're more than welcome to click off now. I really appreciate you being here. If you're new and this is your first video, don't forget to subscribe so that you can see more of my stitching updates. And yeah, thank you so much. And I always love reading your guys' comments too. So if you have any comments, if you have any questions about any of my projects, feel free to comment. I'd be more than happy to answer. But yeah, so let's move on to some life update stuff. So the end of May, beginning of June was chaotic. So the 25th of May was my boyfriend's birthday. And then the following day, the 26th, we went to his sister's wedding. The 27th, we left to go to Illinois for the weekend to see some of his family and have like a whole family reunion thing over there, which I was extremely nervous about because that was my first time meeting any of those people. So that had me quite nervous, but I think it all went pretty well. So we were there Saturday, Sunday, left Monday, which was Memorial Day, got back home at like 6:30 at night. I had to unpack from our trip to Illinois to then repack because at just before 7 a.m. the next morning, I was surprising my mom and my sister by hopping on a plane and going out to California for a week. They had absolutely no idea. My sister was graduating from 6th grade, and so she'll be going into middle school in August, which I'm so proud of my little sister. She's growing up so fast. But they were both super sad that I wasn't going to be able to make it. My mom kept telling me all the time, like, I'm so sad, I wish you could be here for it. And I was like, oh, I know. Little did she know, I had this ticket, the plane ticket, bought at the end of April. So for just over a month, I had that ticket. My aunt was in on it because she was the one who was going to be picking me up from the airport and everything. And so I had only slept a couple hours that night. But so I got on my plane, had brought the Alice in Wonderland stamped kit with me, was working on that on the plane while watching movies. I actually had 2 flights with short overlay in Chicago on the way there. And I got there, and weirdly enough, it worked out that my mom had a doctor's appointment that morning, so she was actually off of work. So my cousin actually ended up picking me up from the airport, and we drove over to my aunt's house. And so my aunt walked us in. She had told my mom she had a surprise for her. She was like, I don't know where it went. I thought it was in my car. I don't know where it is, but I found this instead. And I walk in, and my mom's jaw dropped. It was awesome. And she was just like, oh my God. Oh my gosh. Like, she said she couldn't even recognize who I was at the moment because she was just so shocked at seeing a person there. She was not expecting somebody to be standing there. And then once it finally registered, obviously she started crying. But then later that day, after my sister got home from school, I surprised her as well. I was at my aunt's house, and then they all came over, and I walked out, and I was like, hi. My sister's jaw dropped, and then she went and hid in my aunt's walk-in pantry. She even locked herself in, and the light switch for the pantry is actually on the outside of the door, so I had flipped the switch very quickly, which made her scream, but I figured it would get her out. And so she got out and gave her a big hug, and she was excited, and then she told me that I was not allowed to come back home, that I had to stay there. And I was like, I have a return flight for next week, so that's not gonna work. I have to go. She also told me that next time I go out there, I need to stay for like a month and bring my boyfriend with me so that he's not here by himself, lonely and depressed. Oh, I love my sister to pieces. She's crazy. But then we had her graduation on Thursday. She had gotten an award for academic achievement. It was basically like saying that she had improved throughout the year, which I'm super proud of her for, because I know she struggles a lot in certain areas, so for her to get an award and everything, that was really cool. And then got to take pictures of her with all of her friends and everything, and there were so many of her classmates that were crying. 2 of her best friends were sitting there crying, and I was giving them hugs. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't cry. And I asked my sister, I was like, they're crying, why aren't you? And she said, because she's happy to be leaving. I remember my 5th grade graduation, because my elementary school had only gone to 5th grade. I was like the only one crying. So it was interesting to see multiple children crying at that one. But I got to see her graduate from 6th grade. Now she's going to be going to middle school. And when she saw me there, she looked extremely surprised, and I was kind of confused, because I'm like, you do realize I came out here for this specifically, right? Like, this is the whole reason that I'm out here. Why are you surprised that I'm here? But it all worked out. And then that Saturday we all went to go and see the new Little Mermaid movie, which we all really loved. It was really cute. There were some moments that I was a little iffy on and wish they kind of would have done differently, but overall it was a really good movie. And then Sunday night we did dinner for my birthday, because my birthday was the 7th of June, and so I was going to be leaving very early in the morning on June 6th. So we decided to celebrate a couple days early with everybody there, which was really nice. I got to see my godmother, who I haven't seen in quite a while, and she actually gave me this. It's a little dandelion. It's Mia the dandelion, and she is just so super cute. And she told me that she was giving me this because to be able to make wishes and stuff with, which I thought was super cute. And she's super soft and just overall so super cute. So I got to see her and do all that and everything. And then Monday, the day before I left, I ended up spending pretty much the whole day with my sister since she was out of school. We were watching movies and stuff, just laughing, having a good time, which was really nice. And then my mom had come over after she got off of work. And of course, she cried when she said goodbye to me when she had to go home that night. And then the next morning when I was at the airport, waiting to board my first flight, she was like, I haven't been able to stop crying all morning. I'm like, I'm literally sitting here sobbing mainly because I had to say goodbye to my aunt's little dog. Because the night before, when I started packing, he saw me with my suitcases and he got so sad, and he came up and cuddled right behind me and like didn't move. And it made me so sad. And then we took him with us when we went to drop me off at the airport. And as I was getting out of the car, he got super sad. So I was crying. I love the little dog so much. So yeah, I was a mess. But after a very long day of traveling, because I had a 3.5-hour layover in Denver, I got home at almost 8 o'clock that night. My boyfriend picked me up at the airport, got my bags and everything, went and got food, and then came home and slept. And then woke up the next morning and it was my birthday. And I had told him the only thing that I really wanted was to get Starbucks and tacos. So I got Starbucks and tacos. So I was excited. So yeah, I was super happy. It is after 3 a.m. Why are their horns honking? So yeah, so that was nice and fun. I'm very sad to say that I am now officially 25, so I am a quarter of a century. Every time I say that, it makes me feel ancient. So, yeah, not too happy with all of that, but it is what it is. But yeah, since I've been back, I've just been trying to readjust to mainly the time change. My body still thinks that I'm on California time. So I've been going to sleep anywhere between 3 a.m. and now currently like 5. My body just doesn't want to let me sleep at night. So yeah, and then I wake up and I'm just still really exhausted. But I've had a lot going on this last month and still continue to have a lot going on because we have to move in a couple of months because our lease will be up. So finding a new place, and then, like I said, readjusting to being here. And one thing I was not looking forward to doing was having to cook again because I didn't have to cook for like almost 2 weeks because we were traveling. It was nice. It was so nice. So coming back here and I was like, man, I have to cook and do dishes and clean, and it just was not fun. I'm like, really? And so just all of that, and then I have to go and see an oral surgeon because I never had my wisdom teeth removed, and this bottom right one is trying to push through. There is no room for it to push through. It's turning the molar next to it, causing me a lot of pain. The gums are really irritated. It's just not a fun time at all. So, yeah, have to go have a consultation with them in about a week and a half, and then hopefully very shortly after that, get this thing removed because it hurts to even just chew on that side, so I'm not comfortable. But yeah, and then I think that's pretty much it. As far as like updates and stuff, like I said, I've had a lot going on. I don't even know how I remembered all that. But yeah, anyway, so that's all done with the life updates. And one other thing that I wanted to show you guys real quick before I finished was I have a shop that I post my crochet items in. And I always have the link down in my description bar. I also have the link to my Instagram down there as well, that you can go and check out. I sometimes post updates and stuff on certain things there, but these are one thing that I just updated on my shop, and I wanted to show you guys because they're probably one of my favorite things that I've made, and I just want them to get some extra love. Currently I'm only doing US shipping, unfortunately, but hopefully in the future we'll be able to do shipping internationally, but for now it's only US. But I have 3 different sized frogs. This is the first one. The coloring on it is way off on camera. It is a bright lime green in real life. The pictures on my website show more true to color for sure. But so this would be the large size. He's so cute. I had to give my sister one of these because she was getting like angry because she thought I wasn't gonna give her one. So this little guy, and then I have a smaller version of him. This one's really cute too. This one on my site, I have an option to have this one as a keychain, or you can have him regular like this. But here's him in comparison to the larger one. And then lastly, I have a little mini one, little mini chubby frog. He's so cute. And this one also has a keychain option as well. So here's compared to the small one, and then compared to the large one. I also have a bundle where you can get one of each size. And there's an option to have the mini just regular or have the mini as a keychain in the bundle. So you can adopt your own little frog family. But they're just so cute, and they're so soft too. It's using like a chenille, almost kind of velvety type yarn. So it's super soft, and you know, they just make cute little gifts for like little kids, or honestly, if I had like a desk or something, I'd probably just have a bunch of them sitting on my desk because they're just so cute. But yeah, I feel like this generation is really into all of the stuffed animals and stuff, especially with all those squishmallows, and then obviously me with my Cheshire Cat. So any sort of like plushies and everything are really good. I have a bunch of different other stuff on my website as well that you can go and check out. Like I said, the link to my site will be down in the description bar. So you can go check it out. And yeah, now I think I'm done. Finally. Any plans? Kingdom Hearts daily. Almost daily. Canopy Heart. Continue with the black. Want to get to 10%. And then just stamped kits, working in colors and stuff, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I just cross-stitch with whatever I'm feeling that day. If I'm not feeling working on the Kingdom Hearts one, I don't work on it, and I just work on something else. So, but yeah, so that is all. So I am going to let you go, and I am under an hour, so I'm happy about that because I thought this was going to be an extremely long video. Thankfully it was not. So I'm going to let you go, and I will see you all in my next video, which will probably be in a few weeks to a month or so, with another update, unless I decide to make some other video in between that. But for sure, in a few weeks to a month, another stitching update. So I will talk to you all soon, and thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, leave comments. I love reading the comments and responding to you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.